ballistae to fire projectiles up at the fortress walls, keeping the rebels under cover. The ramp was a slow, grinding process that took several months, but the Romans were patient. They knew that time was on their side. The ramp was more than just a park. It was a symbol of Roman inevitability. Finally, the ramp was complete, reaching just below the fortress wall. The final phase of the assault could begin. The Romans hauled a giant ironclad siege tower up the ramp. This tower was a mobile fortress in its own right, equipped with a battering ram at its base to smash through the wall. The top of the tower was filled with archers and soldiers who could fire down upon the defenders and provide cover for the ram. For the Sicarii watching from the walls of Masada, the sight of this monstrous machine slowly approaching must have been terrifying. Their stone fortress, which had seemed so impenetrable for so long, was about to face the full force of Roman military technology. The end was now very near. As the Roman battering ram began to pound against Masada's wall, Eleazar ben Yair knew the fight was lost. The Romans breached the outer wall, but the defenders had quickly constructed a second inner wall of wood and earth. This new wall was flexible and absorbed the shock of the ram, frustrating the Roman assault. However, Silva adapted his strategy. He ordered his soldiers to throw lit torches at the wooden wall, and soon it was engulfed in flames. A strong wind initially blew the fire back toward the Romans, giving the defenders a moment of hope, but then the wind shifted and the flames consumed their last line of defense. With the wall gone, nothing stood between the rebels and the thousands of Roman soldiers waiting to storm the fortress at dawn. That night, inside the doomed fortress, Eleazar ben Yair gathered his people. According to the historian Josephus, the only historical source for the event, Eleazar delivered two powerful emotional speeches. He argued that it was better to die as free people at their own hands than to be captured by the Romans. Capture meant slavery for the women, dishonor for the children, and a lifetime of humiliation for the men. He convinced his followers that a noble death was preferable to a life of subjugation. He reminded them of their covenant with God and their long struggle for liberty. It was a heart-wrenching decision, a final act of defiance against an enemy they could not defeat in battle. Following their leader's command, the defenders